Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay.
What's going down, gamblers around the world? It's the coach here representing
Hey,
Brothas N Bets, and I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Marley Bets. Marley, what's going down with you?
what's the word? Man, I just got a tweet from the big homie, Mr. United Dave.
What day you talking about, man?
Say Big Mar, I'm back and tuned in. Baylor money line tonight, right? We are gonna cover that game.
We are going to cover that.
So I'll let you know when we get there.
We need Dave to go.
Glad to see you back, my brother.
But can they comment? I mean, I'll be seeing him posted.
You see the Twitter comments?
No, so they haven't given Twitter access to comment on the live. We have to go Twitter live. I guess we got to get to a certain level first before we can start doing that. But
okay.
Nonetheless, what's going down, G? I know we had a rough Thursday. I think I went 2-2, and you went 1-3, I believe.
Was that the last show? No, that was the show before the last show. Don't do that.
No, because you took Youngstown State.
I know that was the show before the last show.
So when was the last time we did a show? I thought it was Thursday.
We didn't do a show.
We didn't do anything Friday or Saturday.
Oh, well, I guess I did.
What's going down, Pound Cake?
Pound Cake Pusher, what's going down?
Did you post in that chat?
Yep.
Okay.
Come on, dog. Right. I got all this shit,
okay.
Dog.
Okay, I'm just trying to see.
Rock.
Let's get to business, man, because I do got to go to this gym here in a little bit, man. Let's jump right into it. So we're going to be covering nothing but games that start around 8 p.m. Central Standard Time or later. Let me put my other headgear in. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you clear.
Can you hear me?
Yes, you're good. Loud and clear.
Hold on. My stuff is synced into my YouTube to my phone, so I was kind of like out of it. But can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Man, yeah, let's kind of jump right into it, man. We're getting ready. We are a couple of days away.
Sorry.
What's up? Oh, no, you good. We're just a couple of ways from tournament play, man. So appreciate everybody tuning in. Delaware State plus 10.5 versus South Carolina State. Oh, Delaware State plus 10.5, South Carolina State plus 8.5, and Toronto Raptors. I'm guessing he's going to say money line. Pound Cake, let us know, man. But anywho, let's jump right into it, man. Let's go. We're going to the West Coast. I know that the West Coast ain't do us right lately, especially Saturday, man. Top 6 teams lost. A couple of those are all teams from the West Coast. At least 3 of them, Gonzaga, UCLA, and UCLA's not top. Was UCLA?
They were.
Gonzaga, Arizona, and USC.
Yep.
Those were the ones I know.
Kansas goes down. I mean, it's not West Coast, but highly ranked teams that went down.
Yeah. So first time in a very, very long time that has happened, man. And it's crazy that it's happening so late in the season. Like it's like, y'all should be y'all groomed right now.
No, this is the time. Look, we talked. You don't remember we talked about this? Like
this is the time for upsets.
Yes, because Kansas is in, Arizona is in. Who else she said lost? Gonzaga. They're in. They finna get everybody best shot that's on that bubble that's trying to get in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, that's really why I kind of hate this time of year, or I ride with the underdogs a lot.
Well, we got one right now. One of your guys, Wyoming, you kind of put me on these boys.
Yeah.
They are home underdogs tonight against San Diego State. Traditionally, San Diego State has been a good team. They're 18-7 on the year, 14-11 against the spread, while the Cowboys of Wyoming are 23-5 on the year, 16-9-2 against the spread. This line opened up in favor of San Diego State -1.5. Right now, that line's at 1, and the total opened up at 127. Right now, that line's at 130.5. Check out, see if there's any injury reports. So, Dinwiddie, the guard, he is questionable for tonight's game for San Diego State. And we all know Foster, he is out. He's been out for a while now for Wyoming. Last time we saw San Diego State, they won 77-52 against San Jose State. And last time we seen Wyoming, they won 74-61 against Nevada. Get to these actual facts real quick. San Diego State 4-1 against spread in the last 5 games. The over hit 4 of the last 6 games. They are 6-1 straight up in the last 7 games. 5-2 against spread in the last 7 games against Wyoming. 7-0 straight up in the last 7 games against Wyoming. The unders hit 4 out of the last 6 games when playing on the road. They are 6-1 in the last 7 games against a Mountain West Conference opponent. So, actual factuals for Wyoming. They are 6-2-1 against the spread in the last 9 games. The unders also hit 4 out of the last 5. They are 14-3 straight up in the last 17 games. The overs hit 9 out of the last 10 games against San Diego State. 14-0 straight up in the last 14 games at the crib. The overs also hit 5 out of the last 5 games when playing at the crib against San Diego State. 8-2 straight up in the last 10 games this season. The unders hit 4 out of the last 5 games against a Mountain West Conference opponent. And they are 13-3-1 against the spread in the last 17 games played in Black History Month, which today is the last day at 28 days. So San Diego State
today.
San Diego State taking on Wyoming. Marley, what's your play?
On this, damn man, because like you said, I kind of been following Wyoming a little bit this season. It's kind of one of my little small school teams. San Diego defensively is really, really good, bro. Like really, really good. I don't have an official play on this game, and I was staying away from that very reason because I'm torn between taking Wyoming at home. They're at the crib. They got but they haven't been playing the best basketball lately, 3 out of 5. And San Diego, San Diego's 4 out of 5. So it's not like it's that bad, but they play up in competition in conference. They kind of seem to have lost those bigger conference games. Colorado State was one here that comes to recent memory. But I like Ike. The forward for Wyoming, 20 points a game, pretty much a walking double-double, 9.8 rebounds. I'm gonna go Wyoming on the money line at the crib. It's gonna be tight though. Tight
for
game.
A lean?
Yeah, for a lean, nothing official.
All right. Well, for everything that you just said, I like Wyoming money line for this game, especially being at the crib, and San Diego State traveling up to that cold weather right now in Wyoming. Shout out to Wyoming, the state of Wyoming. We will be having a class trip there next week for our students. But, yeah, everything you said, I like this Wyoming team. They are gritty. They are at the crib. So I'm going to ride with them boys for the money line. So if you'd like to play, let's ride. So, hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in. I am the coach. That is Marley Bets. He's trying not to get us kicked out. Hey, man, if you're not following us on YouTube, please go and subscribe. We are 3 subscribers away from hitting 1,000, and we will begin getting monetized. For those of you who are new to our channel or just to us, period, we had about 2,000 subscribers about a year ago, and YouTube wiped us out. So we had to start all over again organically. We are 3 subs away from our mark of 1,000, and we're looking to continue to grow. So we appreciate everybody tuning in. Let's get to our next game. Let's get to the big time.
Here we go, United Dave.
We going to, we staying here in the state of Texas. We going about 2.5 hours away for us in Austin, Texas, which is the capital. Baylor Bears 24-5 on the year, 15-13-1 against spread, taking on the Texas Longhorns, who are 21-8 on the year, 12-16-1 against the spread. This line opened up in favor of Baylor -1.5. That line is still the same, but there are some ones out there. In fact, there are a lot of ones out there right now. So that means money's right now is coming in on Texas. The total for this game is 133.5. Right now, that line's at 135. There are some 134s in half, and we have it actually. We caught it at 134 by our sponsor, UWager. Injury report. So we all know the same guys who have been out, the same starters. They have been out for most of the year. Cryer, he is questionable for tonight's game with a foot injury, while Texas is dealing with Mitchell leaving the team early in the year. Baylor's coming off an 80-70 home victory against Kansas on Saturday, and Texas is coming off a squeaky, close game, 82-81 against West Virginia. Get to these actual factuals. Baylor Bears 3-6 against the spread in the last 9 games, 5-1 straight up in the last 6 games, 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games against Texas, 5-0 straight up in the last 5 games against Texas, 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games on the road, 6-1 against the spread in the last 7 games when playing on the road against Texas. 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games this season, 5-1 straight up in the last 6 games against an opponent in the Big 12 Conference. So let's get to Texas actual factuals. The overs hit 5 out of the last 6. They are 8-3 straight up in the last 11 games. The overs also hit 5 out of the last 7. They are 17-2 straight up in the last 19 games at the crib. 1-6 against the spread in the last 7 games against Baylor at the crib. The overs hit 5 out of the last 6 games when playing against the Big 12 Conference opponents, and they are 5-2 straight up in the last 7 games in the month of February. Oh, excuse me. So Baylor Bears taking on the Texas Longhorns. Marley, what's your play?
I mean, to be honest with you, anybody
appreciate that.
Appreciate that. Yeah, for sure. Appreciate that. Baylor first half, I like that. I don't like Texas. So anybody that knows, been following us, basketball wise speaking, I'm just not a fan. I'm not impressed with this University of Texas team. Defensively, I think they're the best in the conference. I think they're probably one of the best defensive teams in the country. That's one thing they can do, lockdown defense, but they can't freaking score. They barely get you 69.1 points a game, but they hold their defenders to 58. So they're 10-6 in conference. I'm just all over Baylor Bears here. My only concern with Baylor is, and I mentioned to you this, I think yesterday, are we going to have a letdown after a big win at Kansas at home? That's my only question. If we can, see, Pound Cake Pusher said it right there. I don't see Texas scoring a lot because they don't fucking score. They can't score. And that is my issue with taking this team and why I don't like them. They don't have the guy that you can just say, hey, go give me a basket. And Allen is the guy that leads the leading their team in scoring. He's picked it up since the last time I paid close attention. He's at 12 points a game, but he was previously at 10 points a game a couple weeks ago. And it's like, that's not enough from your leading scorer to be averaging 10 points a game if you want to be a top tier contender in the NCAA. And so for that reason alone, I cannot take Texas. They just scare me offensively. They're going to need a lot from the crowd. I think that's what they're counting on. I'm assuming that's why this line is like that. The line is what scares me because I think it should be like Baylor -3. But give me Baylor. Give me the money line. I really like that first half Baylor. That's a better look. I like that first half better.
That's your official play?
Yes, sir.
All right. When it comes to Texas, this season they are a one half team. They're going to play they're either going to play a good first half and a terrible second half, or mediocre second half, or they're going to play a very bad first half and rally back and play a great second half. They don't. It's very. I mean, of course, in some of the victories they were able to. Excuse me, I was looking at my mobile. They were able to make something happen in the past, but that first half, I am scared of that. Is that your official play? What is your official play for this game?
My official play is Baylor money line for the game.
Baylor money line for the game. Okay. All right. Well, I'm right there with you. I like Baylor money line for the game. If the referees allow these teams to just play and ball out, then we should be good. But I'm right there with you.
Man, college
they are getting help.
Are the worst.
They're the worst, bro. They're inconsistent. I mean, you want to talk about somebody who's inconsistent? They are inconsistent. consistent all the way around the board. So, but those are my official play. Both me and Marley, we like Baylor for the first half. So, hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in. I am the coach. This is Marley Bets, and let's get on to our next game. And we staying here in the state of Texas. In fact, we are staying in the Big 12 Conference, and we're talking about Kansas State Wildcats taking on the Texas Tech Red Raiders. The Wildcats are 14-14 on the year, 15-12-1 against the spread, while the Texas Tech Red Raiders are 12-7 on the year, 20-9 against the spread. This line opened up in favor of Texas Tech -11. Right now, that line's at -13. And the total opened up at 131.5. Right now, that line's at 135. I got to kind of go rapid fire here because I got to be out in a little bit. Injury reports right now, Miguel and Edwards, they have been out for the majority of the season, while Batcho, Calhoun are questionable. One's quarantined, one's dealing with a knee injury right now. Last time we seen Kansas State, they lost 74-73 against Iowa State. And the last time we seen Texas Tech, they lost 69-66 against TCU last Saturday. Wow, that's crazy. I didn't even know that, to be honest with you.
That's the game I was telling you about. We was Texas.
They was up big in the first half, right?
I know they was up the whole fucking game until like the last fucking 2 to 3 minutes.
I bet you our boy got on fire during that game.
I watched that whole fucking just bitch ass. I don't want to talk about it.
Well, let's get to the actual factions. So the over for Kansas State, the overs hit 5 out of the last 5 games. They are 2-4 straight up in the last 6 games, 6-1 against the spread in the last 7 games against Texas Tech, 1-4 straight up in the last 5 games against Texas Tech, 0-7 straight up in the last 7 games on the road against Texas Tech, and 12-6 against the spread in the last 18 games against the Big 12 Conference opponent. Texas Tech, they are 10-2 against the spread in the last 8 games. They are 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games. The overs hit 4 out of the last 5. They are 9-0 against the spread in the last 9 games at the crib. Again, 7-0 straight up in the last 7 games at the crib against K-State. 8-2 against the spread in the last 10 games this season. 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games against a Big 12 Conference opponent. So Texas Tech taking on Kansas State. Marley, do you have a play for this one?
I'll have a lean for the first time. You know what? Yeah. I'll make that play official. Yeah, I do. I do have a play. Texas Tech first half. It's going to be -7, I believe.
You got it? I'm about to look it up right now.
I don't have it in front of me.
I'm about to look it up right now because I'm
pretty sure it's going to be 7, though.
I knew you were going to do it. I knew it. Like Eddie Murphy said in life, I knew it.
For sure. 7.
7.5.
Oh, I would like that. 7.5. I like that. Coming off a tough loss on the road, I expect them to come out on fire, take care of business. Going to be probably a really. I expect them to come out defensively and lock down. I know coach had to get in their ass after that letdown in TCU. I mean, I watched that game. They were literally whooping them the whole game, bro.
They were big in the first half, right?
Until I think they were up like 8 or something like that. I don't think it was that big, either right at double digits or close to double digits. The line was 5. And like the last 2 minutes, they were just turnover, steal, 3. It was just piss poor execution of the ball. So I expect that shit to be cleaned up early. First half, Texas Tech, I'll take the 7.5. Stay away from the full game. 13 a bit much, even though Kansas State sucks.
Man, 7.5 is a lot. I do think with them being the one good thing is they are at the crib. I'm gonna pass on that one, but if I were to make a lean, it definitely would be Texas Tech. Texas Tech for the first half. So. Hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in. I am the coach. This is Marley Bets. Be sure to subscribe. We are 3. Well, we should be 2 subscribers away now. We appreciate everybody showing us respect.
McCullough go come through for me today.
Hope so. So let's get to our last game. Did you have a lock for today? I don't have a lock. I'm not gonna.
I was gonna say I did not have a lock.
I don't have a lock for today. Tomorrow I got a lock for sure, but not today. So let's get to our next game. UCLA. Our next and last game before we open it up. UCLA Bruins 21-6 on the year, 14-12-1 against spread, while the Washington Huskies are 14-13 on the year, 15-12 against the spread. This line opened up favor of excuse me, brain fart. It opened up in favor of UCLA minus 12. Now that line's moved all the way down to 8. I know we have 8.5, but right now it is at 8. So I will change that. The total opened up at 141.5, and right now that line's at 139.5. Check out these injury reports right now to see why that line went. Okay, so all right, here we go. So Juzang, he is doubtful for today's game against Washington.
Is Campbell back?
Washington, yeah, Tiger Campbell, yeah, he was back. He came back last 2 games, I think. He was there for Oregon and Oregon State game. So
I thought he missed the Oregon game.
I think he missed the Arizona State. No, he was there for the Oregon because I watched that whole thing. Yeah. But the last time we seen UCLA, they won 94-55 against Oregon State. So yeah, that's that bullshit.
Oregon State. I told you jinxed when you said something.
And they do play today again. Last time we seen Washington, they played Washington State 78-70. And they beat them. So get to these quick factuals. UCLA 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games and 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games. The unders hit 4 out of the last 6. They are 12-6 against the spread in the last 18 games against Washington. They 5-0 straight up in the last 5 games against Washington. 6-13 against the spread in the last 9 games. 19 games on the road and 5-15 in the last 20 games. 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games against a Pac-12 conference opponent, as well as 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games in Black History Month. Washington 10-4 against the spread in the last 14 games. They always hit 8 out of the last 9. They are 1-4 straight up in the last 5 games. 6-1 against the spread in the last 7 games at the crib. They unders hit 4 out of the last 5 when playing at home against UCLA. The overs also hit 4 out of the last 5 games this season. 1-4 straight up in the last 5 games against Pac-12 conference opponents. So UCLA, Washington, Marley, do you have a play for this one?
I'm not fucking with the Pac-12.
All right, Marley's off the Pac-12, but I am going to ride with the Pac-12 tonight. I like UCLA first half minus 4.5. Hopefully by tip-off it should be 4 or less. With everybody pounding on Washington with this injury information coming out. So I'm going to ride this.
He's ain't not going to play.
He's not playing. That's what I'm saying. Right. So hopefully the rest of those cats can. Hold on.
No Johnny.
Second. Hold on. Let me make sure. I got my information correct. Okay. I'm sorry. Leading score. Yeah, I you know who I got him mixed up with?
Who?
With the other cat that got
the other Johnny.
Yeah.
Zhang is that guy.
I know, but he didn't play well in the last 2 games. I'm gonna be real with you. But if that line drops to 4, if that line drops to 4, I still like it. I think they'll come out and play tough. So 4.5 is the line right now. Fuck it, I'm gonna ride 4.5 in the first half, still to do their thing. So. Hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in. Just to do a quick recap, not a lot of plays today. Marley likes Baylor money line and Texas Tech first half minus the 7.5. As for myself, I like Wyoming money line, Baylor money line, and UCLA minus 4.5 are our official plays. So real quick before we get out of here, NBA talk. You got anything?
I think I'm on the Heat tonight. I don't really see too much on the NBA earlier. You get some. I didn't really check the injury report. I like the Heat, but I need to look at the injury report.
I like that Heat too. I like the Heat minus that 4.5 for sure. And I'm thinking I like the Bucks first half against Charlotte.
Yeah, I see that too. Yeah, those are the 2 best plays I see. Bucks and Heat. I was looking at that Grizzlies at the crib against the Spurs, but
I think that was minus 8.5 or 9.
Yeah, it's up there a little too high for me. But I do like the Heat, and I do like that Bucks first half. Depending on the injury report with the Heat, though.
So you got anything on your mind before we get out of here?
Anything on my mind? Why you start laughing?
Because you tired. You're tired.
You know, last week was the first week I worked every fucking day, Monday through Sunday. I ain't had a day off yet.
Hey, you gotta get it how you live, man.
It's different when I'm grinding for myself. Though I'm like, shit, I gotta work on Sunday.
Hey, get it how you live, man. All right, people. Well, we appreciate y'all tuning in.
Short show. Not a lot of games on the slate today.
Nah. We getting ready. Hold on. Who you like? Man, I ain't messing with the Big Ten. Young, if I was to say if I were to make a play, I probably would take Northwestern with them points. Now you good?
Iowa?
You good?
What's the line for Iowa?
Like 10.5, 11. It's 10.5 is what I said.
I saw that T Wolves, man, but them Cavs scared me. See, I ain't look at the injury report, man. Them Cavs scared me, man. Cause you got somebody to deal with Cat. Like he ain't just, Mobley out there. He ain't finna just out athlete Mobley. That was a big man. So I was kind of worried about that though.
Yeah,
I'm on that Wyoming with you though. I see you, Justin. I'm on that Wyoming with you.
Well, man, let's go ahead. Oh, it's at 2 now. Ooh, even better. Let's go ahead and get on out of here, man. Lead us on the prayer because I got to get going, my G.
I got you. All right, man. Y'all know what it is. Same thing it is every day as well as today. I am Marley Bets. That is the coach. This is Brothas N Bets. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, man. We almost at that 1K. Get us there after they deleted our page. We came back better than ever. But before we go, y'all know what it is. Let's beat Vegas. We out this motherfucker.
Messed up.
Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays.